Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And today I am joined by my good friend Hell on Wheels from, I was going to say Cornwall, but I think he's moved. But he's off in the UK, and he's the one who sent me the file for this gorgeous map, which of course includes yours truly. So we are ready to go. He has taken the Allies for a bid of 8, and so I have denoted with blue chips where he put his 8 IPCs. So a tank in India and a man in Cairo. So here we go, folks. We're pedal to the metal. We're going to see what happens here. I'm in a risk-taking mood today. I usually play fairly cautiously, but today we're just going to go and see what happens. So turn 1 is about to happen. We'll let you know how it goes in just a moment. All right, round 2 is about to begin, and yeah, it's been a while since either of us have played this game, so we both have done some interesting things here and missed a couple of things, but hey, it's a lot of fun. So the Japanese came up here. The Soviets had decided to put all their guys there, and I figured I might as well hit it now, so I don't have to worry about the back doors. So pretty successful attack, actually. I think all in all I lost 3 men, so that was pretty good. I also had some good success in China, only lost 1 man, taking all that. But Kwangtung, I failed at Kwangtung. I sent in 2 guys and a plane, and couldn't take it. So, of course, I'm not going to lose a plane over Hong Kong that I can walk into, so we'll do that this turn. The Chinese are down to 4 territories, so they put on 2 new guys, but they're really depleted here. The British just stayed put here and didn't do anything, even though I came down here and took these, and I think that's what he's kicking himself for, is that he missed those, and with America he missed them as well. So I came down here thinking I was sacrificing 2 transports, but they're still there, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with them. And of course able to kill the battleship, and then the destroyer was there, and he came and killed my destroyer, but my destroyer killed his destroyer, so that was pretty good. And I didn't lose any planes to his battleship, as messy as this task force is. Over here in Africa, things went much better for the Allies. I had 2 big attacks with the Germans and then the Italians, and I killed 4 infantry total, or 3 infantry. No, I think it was 4 infantry total, and he killed. About that as well. No, 5. He killed 5 units, and I definitely retreated. But even the 2 German tanks and a bomber, and I just wasn't getting the hits, and so I had to retreat. So just 1 round of combat in each of those. And Italy saved her money, so we've got $25 for Italy. But Italy is empty, and he decided to just go full Atlantic here. So he built 3 transports with 6 men. So now he's got 8 units that obviously can come down here and then boom into Italy. So I do have to be cognizant of that. He does have his Air Force here, building up a British fleet. So he's definitely gaining control of the Atlantic quickly. And there's not a lot I can do about that because I'm really trying to take care of the Soviet Union in short order. So I was able to take these 3 territories for the loss of about 3 infantry, I think, 2 or 3 infantry. So that was pretty good. And he didn't do any counterattacks as he was pretty thin. So as you can see, they fatten up quickly, though. He spent all $30 on 10 infantry just to hold the gates. I am likely going to have to back off my tanks and let him come to me and maybe bulk up a little bit, because he's definitely going for a kill Germany or Italy first scenario here. And if I'm spending all my time trying to get into Moscow, he will definitely win. So I've got to rethink what I was doing here. So wish me luck, and we will see you at the end of round 2. See what the Eastern Front looks like. All right, round 3, and things are heating up a little bit. Again, the Americans and the Brits are definitely going for an Italian first thing, and I'll show you why. So if I can hold them off, I might have a chance. He did build a fighter here on the carrier in the Pacific, and he's got some good reach here because he's got a bomber and he's got 4 fighters now. So I was able to take control of the Philippines, and I was able to sink his little fleet that he had down here. So I killed the transport. So right now, he has no real threats in the Pacific. He's got one transport, but all he has is 4 men in the entire Pacific theater. 5 if you include the guy on Wake Island. So not really a concern there. I'm considering sacrificing a couple of transports, but I don't think I really want to at this point. But yeah, I'm thinking of sending guys up to Alaska. And if I do send up the carrier and the fighters, he can attack with a bomber, 2 fighters, and a destroyer, and a carrier, I guess. So it would be a big commitment from him, which would kind of leave Hawaii open to these guys because they can get to Hawaii in one turn. So maybe I will do that because I've got to start pulling some attention away, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, so China just tried an attack in Yunnan. One guy and the fighter, and it failed. So he retreated, built one guy. I've been able to take most of that. As you can see, the Japanese have gobbled up most of Far East Asia here, so we'll be consolidating. I won't be pushing any further with a lone tank, but once I get the infantry support, then we'll probably start threatening Moscow a little bit. I built a factory down here, and hoping to, at some point, relieve some pressure from the other side of the board. Calcutta remains as it was. He did take the tank and a man and brought them over, and he took Egypt because the Germans had taken Egypt. I only had 1 tank left, but we took Egypt, and then he took it back, and then I took it back without loss to the Italians, and I was also able to take Transjordan. So now we can actually come and attack India if we want, but these guys are in the way, but I'm not sure what his plans are for them. On the Eastern Front, I had to back out of Ukraine because I sent most of my stuff into a fight up here, which I did win soundly, which was nice. What wasn't nice was I bombed London and got shot down. But then he bombed Germany and got shot down. So we both lost a bomber this round. Fortunately, I built one, so I'm still okay there. His American bomber bombed Berlin, but just for $1. Not much else to talk about here in this area, but you can see that the Italians built 7 men and an artillery with the $25 they had, because here comes these guys, and he's getting a big train going here. 3 transports, 6 units each turn, and I think they're just coming to take Rome. That's all they're coming to do. And so I just built ground units. I'm basically just going to bulk up Rome to make it stupidly difficult to take. And if he lands in the Balkans, hopefully I'll have enough to take it. I got to keep this Italian fleet alive. We'll see what we can do. But the British are down here with 3 fighters, probably meant to harass my navy with their navy should I move into 14. So I've decided to just try to keep that safe. I suspect they're going to move into here next turn. Not really sure what can be done about it. He only has 3 boats that can shoot, but now my fighters have nowhere to land. 1, 2, 3. He took Morocco, Algeria, so I can't land there now. And so I would just be 2 bombers, and I'm not going to be risking bombers on that. Although I will be building some more air power this turn, certainly. And again, he didn't build any transport, so I'm not worried about a landing in France or anything. So I'm pretty thin on the Eastern Front, but got a good hold on Karelia. That's not going to be falling. I doubt, unless I evacuate it for some reason, it shouldn't really fall for the rest of the game. He's pretty strong in the south. But we'll see. There's lots of dice to roll yet. But this is a concern. When you get the Atlantic Express going here, it is a major concern, because now they can just start coming across and gobbling up Africa fairly piecemeal on me, and get these bonuses back for the Brits. So I've got to spread out into here and maybe come down to South Africa at some point. We'll see. There's lots, like I say, there's lots of game to play yet. But Japan is doing very well. We've had 49 bucks, same as America this turn. So I think I do have to start threatening America, though. I think what I've got over here is enough to really put the hurt on these guys, and I think the rest, I think if I start pushing towards America, that will probably save Rome. But lots of dice. All right, here we go. Round 3. Hard to believe we've only played 2 rounds and the board looks like this. This is crazy. But here we go. All right, turn 3. I tell you, this game is doing some crazy things. So here's Japan being crazy. Brought some stuff up there just to be annoying. I thought he might come try to hit this, but he did something else. So he built 3 men there because Hawaii has fallen. I was able to take out a bomber, 2 fighters, and a man. I lost a fighter and 2 men doing it. He got 3 hits, so I had to lose a fighter, which is unfortunate, but I have a little bit of backup here, and Western US is now kind of open. There's only 5 units there. I can bring 6 plus all my aircraft. And I've got a cruiser, so I'll probably task a cruiser and a fighter on there and send the rest into San Fran. If I could take San Fran, that'll be nice. Now he can probably take it back because he's got 3 tanks in the eastern US that can zip across. I did a rookie mistake and built some transports and had no cover for them. So I ended up actually splitting my build quite a bit. I didn't want to, but I did. But he came over and sank them because they were easy peasy. But now he's got this carrier here that, although it can go around and snipe stuff, it really can't do much. It's not a real threat to me. Down here, I only built 1 tank because of the transport debacle, but now I have 2 transports here, and I got a tank and 2 men, and I got a couple of guys here. There is a sub. Not really sure if I can load in that territory because I don't think subs make sea zones hostile. So we'll see. China has been 100% subdued, and up in the north here we have decided to just be a thorn. We'll probably go in this next turn because now we've got some meat shields. Calcutta remains. It's hard to get things into Calcutta unless you build, and that has not been their play at all. They have let Japan run amok. Right now Japan has the strongest economy on the board before and after bonuses. Here in the Middle East, the Italians have come through. His ones have been off the charts. He shot down another bomber this turn, and then he took 2 guys from here, just 2 infantry, to come up here and attack. I had 2 men, or a man and an artillery in here, and he got 2 hits on round 1. Boom, boom, 2 ones, and I got no hits. And so I had to come in. Instead of sending these guys elsewhere, they had to come back and take Egypt again. And as you can see, the Americans are moving in lock, stock, and many smoking barrels. There you go. Now, having said that about his 1s, which have been unbelievable, his 2s have been anemic at best. So I was able to come in here, and I attacked 4 men, and he got no hits. So I'm not really sure what to do, except not attack anything that shoots at a 1, I think. But I will be taking a shot at Russia because I will not get another chance. I think I have odds. It's close. He's got a lot of guys in there. He's got 24 units. I can hit him with about 20, I think, but mine shoot a little better unless his AA gun gets hot. So, but if I can take Russia out of the game, then I think I've got a good chance of winning. But I'll show you what's going on over here. So as you can see, the Americans have arrived. They've got all their tanks coming now. So now they got some stuff that can actually shoot. I was never really worried about these guys. But now they're bringing tanks, and they've got more tanks, which is why it's important for me to hopefully take San Fran. Because if I can take San Fran, he has to come across with those tanks. He has to. If he doesn't, then I'm building 10 tanks in the Western US, and then it's game over. Germany just trying to hold on to France. I'm surprised he didn't do a French landing this turn, because that's a big money play. So is the Balkans. He could have brought 1 guy over to the Balkans and dropped him off, and that's an 8-point play for him. But he's got other plans, I guess. So Italy's just hiding behind a wall of men at this point, and my fleet's going to die on the next British turn. But really, there was nowhere for me to go. and I needed them to take back Egypt. So we'll hold Egypt for one more turn because there's no British transports on the map. He built a carrier and a couple destroyers over here. So I think he's having the Americans do all the legwork with the transports, and the British are providing air and naval cover. So we'll see if that works out for him. It is daunting. It's hard for me to really plan, because I have to respond and keep stuff here in Europe, but I still have to try to take the Soviet Union. And even if I do take the Soviet Union, if I take Russia, he does have a response. He can come in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So he might just take it right back. So I'm going to have to build some fast movers here, and I'll probably have to build a stack of fast movers here. If I take Russia, I'll have a lot of money the next turn to do some stuff with. But we have to protect our little brother Italy, which is kind of historic, isn't it? All right, we'll see what goes on. This game is moving really quickly. We've only played 3 rounds, and we've already got the Americans into Africa a couple of spaces. Unless I forgot to turn the die. Let's see. Nope, because round 1 he brought him over. Or round 2 he brought him over. And then 3, yeah, he brought him to there. So this is where we are, folks. All right. Should be fun. Will Moscow fall? Time will tell. All right, turn 5 coming up, and here we go. I actually was able to take control of San Francisco for a turn. Made some nice cash, but he came back. He had 2 fighters off his Pacific carrier and 3 tanks in the east. If he had built artillery, it'd be a different story. But he built tanks, so he was able to come take it back. And I have nothing left to come in right now. But you know that I will be tooling up to bring some stuff over again, because I really don't have much work to do over here. Because Moscow has fallen. There was 1 German tank left, and he wanted to do a few things here. So he brought down a tank here so that he could come take out my Italian fleet, so the planes would have a spot to land. And he also wanted to kill the Italian tank that had come up into here. So he sent a man and a tank here, he sent the other tank here, and then he sent 3 men in, hoping to take Russia with the 3 men, but they did not survive. So I held on to that, and Germany has a lot of money to spend this next turn. They're up around 80. So it's going to be an uphill battle for the Allies, but as you can see, the Americans came in here all cheeky, and they came in and took Ukraine. They've only got 4 units left, so not a huge problem. I will be building a bunch of tanks in here and some more stuff here, but he did finally build some transports, so now we got some issues there. But with my $80, I should be able to max out all of my factories with lots of stuff. The Mighty 8th came in and bombed me for 2. And yeah, we're just loading up. Italy's just doing Italy. We only collected, what did we collect? $12 this round. So we're just trying to scamper through Africa now, but with the American and Soviet tanks on our heels, we're not going to survive long. His whole build had to go here this turn. A couple of tanks and a fighter for mobility, but again, I can't get to his west coast. But this is what we're looking at, folks. So with Soviets gone, that helps me an awful lot. Italy itself is pretty secure, but I could start dying the death of 1,000 cuts. I have to make sure that I am ready for a large-scale landing in France. That's always a problem, because if the Brits are able to land and the Americans can come and just reinforce, that's usually curtains for Germany. So I do have to be smart with my builds, and hopefully we can make it happen. I can't get to the Caucasus here, but whoever goes in there first gets it. So if America goes in, actually no, they have to take it, so they can't just take it. So we'll see though. But Japan, a couple of lone units here. Calcutta likely will fall this turn, and I do have 2 transports, so I could actually bypass. I might bypass and come over here and maybe take Egypt again and kill this stuff and block the Med. I don't know. Block the Suez. We'll see. Lots of choices for Japan. And I might come down and take Sydney because that might give me close to a victory. Because if you're going by victory cities, I forget how many you're supposed to. I do have to have more though, because I think London needs to fall, or someplace in the States, or Ottawa. But right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So for a moment there I had 12. If he hadn't taken the Western US back, I believe that would have been a victory. I think it's 12. So now I don't think either of us realized that. So it is pretty crucial. All right, but on we go with turn 5. We're thinking it might actually be turn 6, but I think it is actually turn 5. We just put pedal to the metal on this. There was no real build-up or anything. It was just go. And we have yet to have an interaction with his AA guns where I don't lose a plane. I've either had bombers shot down. I've had 2 bombers shot down. I lost a plane in Karelia. I lost a plane in Moscow. I lost a plane in the U.S. So that's maybe I want to bypass India. He's good at that. I haven't shot anything down yet. So actually, I did shoot down 1 bomber. I shot down his British bomber, and he never rebuilt it, thankfully. But here come the transports. Will Europe be safe from the evil British and American imperialism? We'll see. All right, turn 6. And yes, it's I had to retreat from here. He decided to finally come into the Pacific, so he's put 5 subs, pardon me, here into C-Zone 56. So I obviously am going to have to build some more destroyers. You only need 1 in this game, so I've got 1 here, but probably end up building a couple more. Calcutta has fallen, which took us to 12 victory cities. And yeah, I brought my battleship and my destroyer and transport over here to fight Egypt. He had 1 American tank, and I brought a tank and a man. We had mutual destruction, but that didn't close the port, or the Suez Canal, so he was able to come through, and he attacked here with a couple of cruisers and a destroyer against my small navy. So obviously I got to build some more navy down here. He's got cruisers that are roaming the seas. I'm not gonna make it. But we'll take 1 more buck with the Italians next turn. We collected 12 with the Italians last turn and the turn before, so we're going to build another bomber. And we're going to surprise him. So he did leave his transports unattended here. But I think his whole idea isn't really to go to Rome. I think it's to start sending a whole bunch of stuff in Middle East and come back and get the Soviet Union back. And the Americans came and landed last turn. I was able to sink their little fleet here in 16, and all those transports in 1 destroyer. I built some tanks here in Russia. The British are going on a Scandinavian adventure, and they are kicking butt. So yeah, they are up there in force. Hopefully it's too late, but it's definitely an impressive sight. So I've got to figure out some sort of a good defense for that. I could just strike back with the 6 tanks, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to destroy all this stuff and take the Caucasus and start putting pressure back this way. And I'll build some more tanks in Russia, of course. But Italy is safe. France is safe. Germany's safe. So we're just going to do a slow burn over here. But we need 1 more victory city. So I could take Karelia back. So if I take Karelia back, maybe sacrifice a bunch of air power. Because I can hit Karelia with 10 tanks. I got 4 there. I've got 6 there. Actually 11 tanks, because that one's not doing anything. So I could take it and hold it. So I might just do that. And maybe send a couple tanks down here. I don't know. I got some options though, definitely. And there really isn't a huge threat to me right now on losing victory cities. I'm losing territory all over the place. But the victory cities are fairly safe. The other option I have, of course, is to come down here and take Sydney. Because again, in this game, unless he builds a factory down here, he just can't get any help down there. So that's where we are. So we're going to play one more round here, and we'll take stock. He's also 8 hours ahead of me. So right now it's about 11:30 his time, and we started at around 7. So it's we've been pretty long haul for anniversary, but it's going well. All right, we'll give you an update in just a moment on turn 6. All right, well, that's the game, folks. As you can see, Japan threatening again here in Alaska, forcing the Americans to build. And the 6 subs that he had built, or 5 subs he had built, I came over and squashed, and he didn't get a hit back. His ones decided to go ice cold on him at that time in history. But over here you can see I'm loaded up with transports again, and I got lots of units that can come on over, so just a matter of time. And plus we did get our 12 cities, so we have everything we need. Come over here, we shut the Suez. The British built a factory here because the Americans could reinforce it. My Italian artillery died in the Belgian Congo because I forgot to move it to Rhodesia, but again, doesn't really make much difference. Did a little bit of a couple of crazy attacks here. The Ukraine worked out, but I lost a fighter doing it, and Eastern Ukraine did not work out. I killed everything there, but he also killed everything I sent. The British have taken Karelia again, and we're just going to go back and forth on that, I think. He's only got 2 tanks left, so my 6 tanks would have been able to dispatch him. But as you can see, he can just head right back here, pick stuff up, and come back. But this last time, he, having built the factory, he didn't have a lot of money left, and he decided to build some air power. And Italy used its bomber and fighter to take out the fleet in 14, so there's no American transports in the Med anymore. And we didn't lose anything, killing 2 destroyers, so that was nice. And that's pretty much it for how things went, folks. The Americans, a little bit more of a modest build over there. And at the end of the game, I think I've adjusted everything. This is what we've got for money. So you can see the Japanese are just way out in front, and they're like 2 rows ahead of everybody else, which happens when you put your attention on Germany and Italy, which is what America did. So I've seen that work out, though, but sometimes it doesn't. And if Japan is able to just march and, they get the dice and they're able to get some momentum, they're tough to stop. China really did not do well this game, and not because of Hell on Wheels. I think they probably took out a grand total of maybe 3 Japanese infantry. Maybe. Might have been 2. So they did not roll well at all. So it's tough to play when your dice go ice cold. I was bemoaning the fact that he kept shooting down my bombers, and like I said, in every single battle we had, he would shoot down a fighter or a bomber. Every single one until we got to India. And then my 2 fighters survived last round, and then this round here I just flew them to India, give them some longer legs into the inevitable battle for Africa. But that is everything, folks. So an Axis victory, a bid of 8 for the Allies. It's a very modest bid. That was his offering, though, and he definitely had a game plan, and he stuck to it, but it just didn't pan out for him today. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to be starting we've already started a Global War 39 rematch with myself and Triple Crown up against Eggman and Captain G. And Hambone has to sit this one out, unfortunately. But stay tuned. We'll be having videos coming up right away. I am playing the Commonwealth and France, and Triple Crown is playing the Soviet Union, the Communist Chinese, and America, and the KMT, whereas Eggman and Captain G are playing all of the Axis powers. So it should be a fun time. Looking forward to it. And videos on the way. I already know that Paris has fallen, so there's a spoiler. But, it always does. As we always tell you, folks, we're going to get our own shadow out of there. Hug your loved ones. And I mean that. Really hug your loved ones today. Thank you, friends, for playing. And as always, may the dice be with you.